step with precision replacement parts. I'm here with Greg today, and we're going to be working on his 1975 Dodge pickup truck. Greg, what are we doing?
We'll be installing our WCR 914 gasket. Fits a 1972-1993 Dodge pickup. Also fits the Ram Charger. There are two locking strip applications. One will be a WLS 913/914 SP. That'll be a chrome locking strip. The WLS 900 would be the black filler.
Make sure you check our website for complete make, model year information and the options that Greg just explained.
Here's the tools you'll need.
First thing you need to do is remove the wiper arms. Greg, how do we do that?
All right, we've gone ahead and marked on the windshield where the wiper alignment is. I'll be using this nylon tool to pry up on this side of the wiper arm because it's spring-loaded, and I'll be pushing down with my hand on this side. It is splined. We will repeat this process on the other side.
We're going to start the removal process, but we're going to be reusing this glass. So Greg, what is the best method to use to get this glass out?
What we'll be doing is using a utility knife, cutting flat with the glass, about down to the filler strip area. I want to be careful not to catch the edge of that glass.
Greg, why are we doing it this way versus just removing the lock strip on this application?
This will allow us better access to the edge and less resistance when we remove the windshield to prevent breaking it. I'll take the lock strip out of the way. That exposes the edge of the glass, and we'll continue this process around the perimeter.
We have cut off the outside of the gasket all the way around the perimeter of the windshield. Greg, what's the next step?
To aid in saving the glass, what we want to do is take a nylon stick on the inside between the glass and the remaining of the gasket to cut any dirt that might hold it in place. And we'll do this all the way around the perimeter of the seal.
We went ahead and finished breaking loose the gasket on the inside all the way around. We have fixed our cups to the glass, and now we're going to simply remove the glass from the opening. We went ahead and cleaned up all the old residue left from the old gasket. We're going to go ahead and put the new gasket in now. Greg, how are we going to do this?
We want to start in the upper corners. We want to get those squared off into the cab. It'll follow the roof line. It'll also follow this A-pillar line. Work yourself away out a little bit. Then we'll move down, set the bottom corners. Make sure you get them lined up. Now I'll move inside the cab.
And what you're going to see here is that this lower section appears to be too short. But this is by the design of the OEM part, correct, Greg?
That is correct. Due to the design of the gasket and the method of installation, this gasket will hold on to the pinch weld then. All right, to get our sealant in place, I'm going to remove a section of the gasket from the body. Jeff's going to hang on to that. We're going to use a non-hardening sealant right on the pinch weld.
The reason we're using a non-hardening sealant is because this is a gasket set, and gasket sets allow for movement of the glass.
Now there is a body seam at the bottom of this A-pillar where it meets the cowl. We want to make sure we get ample amount in that area to prevent leakage. Now reinstalling the gasket onto the body, I'm going to kind of open it up and make sure I'm getting that sealant where I want it on the gasket. You gotta hold it up there, bud.
We went ahead and finished putting non-hardening sealant between the gasket and the body all the way around. We went ahead and taped down the gasket. As the non-hardening sealant allows the gasket to slide around a little bit. This will help hold it in place. We also noticed there's some ooze out here, and that can happen. We did this to show you how you can clean this up. Greg, how would you clean this up?
All right, the first thing we'll do to minimize spreading the sealant any further, we'll just kind of tape off this area. We'll take our nylon stick and some glass cleaner. It'll be kind of stringy. And with some adhesive remover, we'll go ahead and wipe down the area. Remove the tape.
We are ready to go ahead and set the glass into the opening. Greg, why don't you walk us through this step?
What we're going to do first is apply our foaming glass cleaner to the bottom and the sides. We're going to bring the glass in and just rest it on that outside locking lip. We're just resting it here now. I'm kind of bringing it over my way. Now I've got slight pressure down. I'm going to work this corner. Now the tape that's holding the gasket, I'm going to just cut right through that with the ball and hook tool, and we can pull that out later. Okay, I've got my corner started. Now we're going to work across the middle over to Jeff's side. All right, now I'm back to the middle, working over to the driver's side. I'm just opening up that gasket to let that glass kind of fall into the glass groove. Now these corners are holding us up, so I'm going to work my way all the way out to the corner. A little bit of pressure. I'm just pulling that gasket out from underneath the glass, the locking lip. I'm going to tear right through that tape. Work up the side. I got to try to get this corner in so we can center it. Again, we'll work across the middle. Okay. So always going to give it flat-handed pressure. Make sure we don't have any rings. Make sure we have our gloves on. And we'll just keep working this in. Okay, now while I'm working this corner in, Jeff's kind of giving it pressure, pulling it his way, so we can get it centered up. Now we'll put a little more lubricant and we'll finish working up the sides on both sides. Okay, and as we're working up the side, you can see the angle of this tool. As I'm not touching the glass, I've got that ball end at an angle where it's bringing it out from underneath the glass. Go back and just keep working up the side until that locking lip is up over the edge of the glass. All right, we've worked the bottom and the sides in, and they're up to about 2/3 of the way up. Now, instead of continuing up and going around this corner, it makes it very difficult and possibly snapping this glass. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the middle. We're going to take our ball and hook tool, and between the glass and the gasket, we're going to get down and reach and get that locking strip and bring it up. Again, the angle of the tool is important here. I've got a little bit of pressure against the glass. We're just going right along. And I'm noticing that the locking lip is getting up on the edge of the glass. Just keep working towards the corner. My intention is to have this whole corner drop in at the same time rather than just a little bit. Now this little pulls up in this corner. It's going to get real tight because of the angle. It's a little pressure. Work around the corner. Turn the tool. And I see it starting to go underneath here, so then we'll just go back to this area and keep working this in. Again, going around the corner. And we'll go down the side. Trying to work this whole corner in. Corner. See, my corner is starting to go underneath that locking lip. We'll continue across. Now we'll do the same thing on the other corner. All right, if you have somebody to assist you bringing this locking lip over, Jeff is on the inside with that nylon stick. And he's actually pushing that locking lip up towards the edge of the glass, and then I'm finishing it with the ball end hook tool. And he's just pushing it up. He's not trying to bring it over the edge of the glass. Back here. I'm going to run this all the way to the corner. And around. Again, we're trying to work this whole corner in, not just this little piece. Again, I'm watching that locking lip come to the top of the glass. Now we'll go around and make sure that the windshield's fully seated into the gasket underneath that locking lip. Now that we have the glass installed into the gasket, just like we put the sealant between the gasket and the body, we're going to put a urethane type of hardening sealant between the glass and the gasket. We've got the tip cut at about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little heavier. We're going to get the tip in between the locking lip and the glass. We're going to put a bead in that groove. We're going to work this all the way around the perimeter of the glass. All right, now we've got the sealant in between the gasket and the glass, and you'll see there's a little bit of excess, and we'll get to cleaning that up after the locking strip is inserted. To start that locking strip, we'll put some foaming glass cleaner. Now there's a bug here in the middle of the glass, so that gives us center point, side to side, to start the locking strip. Put the locking strip tool into the gasket. Then the locking strip, we're just going to feed it into the open area of the gasket. Kind of pushing it back on itself. Now, tool is, again, just there to open up the gasket. All right, we're getting to the corner. We're going to place some foaming glass cleaner. Again, still just opening the gasket up with the tool. And when you get to the corner, it may help to rock the tool back and forth to work your way around the corner. Now we'll back up and then insert. We'll continue this process around the perimeter of the glass. As we're coming to the end of inserting this filler strip into the gasket, we're going to go and meet where we started. Remove the tool. Now we're going about 1/2 inch extra material here. We're going to cut a little bit long. Mark it, pull it away. Now we'll go ahead and start the center using the ball and hook tool. You can see with this WLS 900 we can kind of just push it in there, kind of work it back. Kind of seam it together. Now if you have any areas, like back here, where it looks like the filler strip did not get seated into the gasket, you want to do the same thing. Just take the ball and hook tool and just kind of work back. It might bulge up, it might buckle up on you, but then just work it from the other way until it's all flush. And we'll go around the perimeter making sure that it's fully seated all the way around. Now the locking strip is inserted into the gasket. We showed you before how to clean up the sealant that we use between the gasket and the body. Now we're going to address the excess between the glass and the gasket. We'll just take our foaming glass cleaner and a new razor blade, and right on the glass edge, we'll run this right along the edge of the new gasket. And we'll get this cleaned up around the perimeter of the glass.
Last step you need to do is reinstall your wiper arms using the tape you put on the windshield to help line them up. And then you're done.